Now, in today's video, we're taking a look at a smart exercise bike that is frankly one of the smartest bikes that we've tested on the channel. It will automatically adjust the tension of the bike as you're riding without you having to touch anything at all. It's that smart, right? We're taking a look at the smart exercise bike S09 from Merach. I think that's how the name is. And one of the things about this bike is that it has an auto-adjusting resistance solution. So literally, as you're riding this bike and you're, let's say, in a class, if the class or the instructor speaks about going to level 2, the bike automatically does it. Because it basically has this knob that as you turn it, it automatically adjusts the actual tension. There's no knob that you're turning that's putting pressure on the actual bike wheel. Everything is magnetic, and it's also something that is done digitally. So depending on the classes that you're taking, either it's one that's instructor-led, or if it's one that, let's say, for example, it is a program, like a workout that's part of a bike app, you'll be able to see it automatically change. So for example, this will support their app, EBPMAN, and then it also will support Swift. Now, in those workout routines, if you're going through some type of path where it basically has an incline, or you're going up a grade, 10% grade, 20, 30, 40, 50, it's basically going to auto-adjust the bike through this technology. It's really, really cool. Now, it also has anti-slip pedals. It has that electromagnetic resistance that we're talking about. That's kind of like pretty different. It's weird at first because it automatically changes when you're working out, or it's something that's so easy. All you do is you turn it down, and you hear every beep means that it's going to change up to 16 different levels. It is super quiet. We're talking whisper quiet, and it's going to support a weight capacity up to 350 pounds. Now, if you are someone that's using another program, let's say like Peloton, you can use this as a Peloton bike. It won't connect to their program or their app, but you can adjust the actual tension, the levels, as you basically go through the routine. It's not going to match word for word what the instructor says, but if you're an experienced rider or someone who works out quite often with Peloton, you'll be able to use this bike without a problem. So let's take a closer look at this bike, and you'll see why you should be considering it. I want to take a closer look at the bike, and we're going to move it around a little bit. I use the bike in my living room. And, you'll notice right here that we have some wheels. These wheels are the ones that make it really easy to transport, because all you do is you tilt it forward, and you'll see that in a couple seconds, and it allows you to move the bike around. This is a heavy bike. This is one of the heaviest bikes that we've had, so it's not something that's going to be easily picked up by an individual, so actually doing the roll is really important. The other thing is that this bike is super duper silent. You can see here's the flywheel. It's a heavy flywheel. You have right here the ability to control the height of the actual steering column that you have here, or the handlebar. And then what you have here is a braking mechanism. So as the wheel is turning, you can just push this down, and it's going to stop if that's something you need to do. The other thing is you have a knob right here, or another area that you can adjust and move the actual, again, the handlebar forward or back if that's something you like to do. Right now it's set for me. Now, this is not included. This is something that I add because I put my phone here, because sometimes I'm actually taking a work call as I'm working out. But then over here, I have a tablet. So I use my Samsung Galaxy Fold here also at times, because I'm multitasking. So I can have this going, and then I have my big screen where I'm watching the workout. Now, if we go back over here to the saddle, this is a very, very comfortable saddle. Really enjoy this. Doesn't really hurt my butt, even though I've been riding bikes for quite some time. So I think I've developed some type of resistance to it. But it's memory foam, so you can see how this is. And it also is very soft to the touch. So very comfortable saddle for those of you who are interested in that. Over here, you'll notice that you have your saddle adjustment, the height, and then you can move the saddle forward and back. Now, one other thing I wanted to highlight is that, as you can see right here, that's your power. So this is where your power gets plugged in. So one negative about the bike, and it's not a significant negative because it has so many cool features, is that it does require to be plugged in. And there's the power plug, so you're going to have a cord. I'm used to using electric bikes that are battery operated, but they don't have all of the capabilities or features that this bike has. So that's going to be a slight trade-off. Now, the pedals are nice. So, you can basically strap yourself in, but they also support, if you have those nice shoes that have the clips, you can actually pedal this way. I don't have those. I actually just put them in here, and I just tighten it up, and I'm set to go. Now, the interesting thing about this bike is that I can actually start my workout and not have my phone connected to the bike. And that's really important, because sometimes I'm getting on the bike and I'm looking to work out, and I may be doing something else on my phone, but I'd like to be able to save my workout so that I can see where I was during that workout period. So as soon as you get on it and you start pedaling, it wakes up. So what you see here is it's awake, and I'm actually pedaling. And as I'm on the bike, a couple things I'll just highlight. So you have multiple positions, which are standard when you're doing any kind of bike workout. You have here, which is your standard position. You also then have another position right here. I don't use it too much, obviously, because I have this thing here. And then you have your third position, which you have up here, right? So I'm pretty much the type of rider that as I'm working out, I'm actually just sitting in the saddle or standing as I'm working out. Now I'm pedaling, and I'm going to stay quiet for a second because I want you to hear what you hear, or how much noise this bike makes. So I'm pedaling, and you can see the speed, or you can see that I'm actually moving it, and let's stay quiet. That is whisper silent. So when you need to increase the tension, right? Typically you have a knob like on the bottom of your bike that you would press. No, not here. All you do is this. Now that has increased the tension, or I would say the actual, the amount of power I have to put in because the flywheel is slowing down, right? I'm going to switch it again. This is all it takes. Switch it. And now it's getting harder. And the way I look at this is that even though it goes 1 through, and you'll see 2, 3, 4, 5, if you're, let's say, someone who follows Peloton classes, I'd put that at 40. I just round it up to add a 0 to it. So here's 5, 6, 7. Now I'm going to get a little breathy. 8, 9, 10. Now I'm working. 11, 12. This is working out. 13, and now it's really, really hard. 14, and now I'm pushing. 15, now this is really hard. 16, and that's as far as she goes. Whew, that was really hard. So that's how you switch from a light, easy, fast ride to something that you're going up a hill or an incline. Now, the cool thing here is that the app itself is pretty straightforward. So let me show you. All right, so you'll notice that I just connected my phone with the app to the bike, and it picked up. So we've been doing this recording for now about 4 minutes as I've been doing edits to it, and it just picked up exactly where I left off. Now, I'm going to change, and you're going to see this over here. I'm going to change the resistance to 1, and you notice how it changed over here. Let's make sure that's in focus. And I'm going to hit 2, 3, 4. It's doing it automatically, and that is super cool. Now, the cool thing is that not only will it do that via the app, but if you're in a class and it's instructor-led and the instructor changes the actual resistance, it will automatically change the resistance as well. So that is super cool, and one of the reasons why I really like this bike. Now, by the way, the app that comes with Merach does have video instructors that you can work with. And again, as we mentioned, as the class progresses and they change the resistance, it automatically changes as well. So here I'm using the Kino app, and the Kino app also has some really nice intelligence to it. So if all of a sudden we change the grade, right, we go up 10, and I'm going to go up 20, 30, what's happening, and check out over here, the bike is also adjusting. So as I'm increasing my incline, right, difficulty, now I'm going a 40% grade. The bike also does the same thing. It adjusts. I'm going to go up 70. It's going to adjust. And that's why I'm telling you, this bike rocks. Plus, it's still super quiet. You can't hear me pedaling. Now, to give you a sense of how quiet this bike is, I'm now very low, right? And the mic is just a foot from the pedal. I'm going to pedal and stay quiet so you can hear how silent this bike is. That's all there is to it. Now, for those of you who like watching the ride experience, here I am riding. App is still tracking. And you can hear, once again, how quiet this bike is. This has been my daily driver for a little bit over a month now. So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.